Yes, welcome. The topic is about freehand sketching on the subject engineering graphics applicable for students studying B.Tech first year. Look onto this model shown at here is placed in the first quadrant of this quadrant setup. This VP means vertical plane, this is HP means horizontal plane. Over the horizontal plane, the object or the solid model rests, and this corresponding diagram, three-dimensional diagram is shown on this marker board. The topic is freehand sketching. Okay, right. Consider the object various dimensions. The sizes are mentioned in terms of millimeter. All dimensions are in mm. Mm means millimeter is a unit followed, and this is the length of the object, which will have a more distance, or the length is 80 mm. Breadth is given as a 50 mm, and the base thickness. Look onto this object. The base thickness. This is the thickness of the base is given as 15 mm, 1.5 centimeter. And in addition to that, there is one top square block is there attached to the base part of the object. The square block height is 50 mm. So that the overall height of the object is 15 plus 50. 15 mm plus this 50 mm will be 65 mm is the height of the object. 65 mm is the height of the object, and the length is given as 80 mm, breadth is 50 mm, right? So now this 3D diagram is to be converted into two-dimensional representation called as a front view, top view, and side view. We're going to draw it on the marker board. The same principles shall be followed when you draw it on the drawing sheet. This model is used for better explanation purpose so that you can understand the concept very easily. Consider this is arrow direction denotes the front view direction, that is along the length of this object. So looking in this direction, the observer can see the length of the object and can see the height of the object. For understanding purpose, for better explanation, I turn the object so that you can see it in the camera, the two dimensions visible. Length, base thickness, plus this square block height, yellow surface shall be seen in the view called as a front view. Okay. So this rose color part on the top surface will be merged, forming a single top edge. That you have to understand. This green surface on the side green surface will be merged, will also be merged, forming a single vertical edges, one on the left, another one on the right. So you can see it in the camera. The view obtained is called as a front view. Another name for front view is elevation. It's a civil engineering term used to denote a front view. So the model and all will not be given in the examination or in practice. Is here used for explanation purpose. Okay. Only a diagram may be given. You have to imagine and construct the views. Okay. So looking in this arrow direction, the observer can see the base thickness. These are the portions. Here it is shown blue in color. Plus this yellow surface shall be seen in the front view. So length and height shall be seen in the front view. So take your, without using drafter sketcher, as the topic is a freehand sketching, don't use a scale or mini drafter, no measurement is taken. Approximately by proportion you will construct this diagram. Draw one horizontal line called as XY line, is a reference line, and on this reference line, draw length of the object. Length of the object is given as 80 mm. 80 mm means 8 centimeter. So draw one horizontal line equal to length of 80 mm. 80 mm means it will not have exactly 80 mm as we are not using scale for this. And the thickness of the base is given as 15 mm. This blue color part I am constructing, seen in the front view or elevation. Understand? So this corresponds to the view called front view of the base part, shown blue in color. Let us dimension this. Base thickness is given as 15 mm. Put a narrow arrow, shade it, write it as 1.5. Don't write mm. Again, if you try to mark the base length is given as 80 mm. 80 is written. Understand? Next, you can draw this yellow color surface. From the right end, the distance is given as 15 mm, 13 mm. 13 mm will have shorter distance on the top surface of the base. Look at one point. There you draw vertical edges of equal to the, that is the height of this yellow color part is given as 50 mm. 50 mm is a square block height. 50 mm. 50 mm will be less than 80 mm. That you have to understand. So this length is 80, the square block height is 50. 50 shall have a smaller distance compared to 80. And this distance is taken from the diagram, that is around the length of this object. The square block size is 25 mm. 25 mm. So on this top surface of the base edge, locate one more point at distance of 25. Here you draw one more vertical line parallel to the earlier drawn line. Okay. So the view obtained is called as a front view. Enclosed is inside a box. Okay, the view is called a top. If the line goes cross, means you can erase that part and correct it. Don't paint the curve. Don't make over dark. So let us dimension this. Base thickness, base length, the size of the square block is given as 25 mm. Put a narrow arrow, shade it right the side. This is as 25. Height of the square block is also dimensioned by means of dimension line. Draw dimension line parallel to the vertical edge. Put a narrow arrow, shade it. Write it as 50. 50 should be written center and parallel to the dimension line. Okay. Next. Now I am going to draw the top view. Now the observer goes to the top of the object. So looking from the top surface, what are the portions visible to the observer? Observer, you have to identify. You have to identify the portions visible to the observer. Looking from the top, here the object was placed like this. Okay, you can see the top surface, this land portion on both the sides, plus this base breadth you can see. Looking from the top, the observer can see this rose color part, this square hole you can see, and this orange portion shall be seen looking from the top. The view obtained is called as a top view. So these are the portions visible to the observer. So I turn the object so that you can see it in the camera. The view obtained is called as a top view. Another name for top view is plan. This green color surface will be merged, forming a single vertical edges on both the sides. You should not draw this slight two parallel vertical lines at all. The green surface will be merged, forming single vertical edge on left and the right side. That you should identify and clarify. So yeah, the view obtained is called as a top view. This land shown orange in color shall be seen. Then this groove passage is there, V groove passage is there, V-shaped passage is there. That is shown yellow in color at the middle, plus a rose color base shall be seen. In addition to that, you can see the square hole of size is 15 mm. Square will have same length and breadth, 15. Okay, these are the portions. It's called as breadth of the object. This is breadth. Breadth is given as 50 mm. The observer can see that from looking from the top, the view obtained is called as top view. The portions visible are already explained, and you can see the breadth of the object, and you can see the length of the object. Length of the object will be same as the front view length. So you project from the previous front view, draw a vertical projector using 2H pencil. Okay. Now the breadth is given as 50 mm. 50 mm breadth means somewhere below this diagram. You can take your own cap, draw 150 mm length line. May have distance like this, and you draw an horizontal line. The base is of rectangular shape. Of base breadth is 50 and length is same as the 80 mm front view length. This diagram, this base part is shown rose in color, is constructed, and this gap is given as 13 mm, 13. Then from the right side the vertical edge, this edge to this square block, this distance is 13 mm, seen in the top view. 13 mm may have distance like this. Draw a lighter line roughly for estimation. This may have 13 mm. Okay. And next is the square size is given as a 25 mm. This square size is 25 mm, length and breadth is same. Okay. Square 25 mm. This is the breadth of the object given as 50 mm. Let us dimension this breadth of the object seen in the top view. Okay. So here you have to locate one square. This 25 mm square, this square is to be constructed at here. This is 13 mm. This gap is 13 mm. Okay. So look, draw one square of size 25 mm like this. Approximately you will mention this. Yeah. Square. Suppose if the line goes cross, means we erase that part and correct it. Don't paint the line. Okay, don't do like this. You erase the part. So inside this square on looking from the top surface, you can see this land thickness is 5 mm. This distance is 5 mm and this distance is also 5 mm. Okay, 5 mm you draw two parallel lines like this. This is another 5 mm. This is lower 5 mm. This represents this part, and this 5 mm thickness represents this lower part. This will be the yellow portion. Yellow, orange, orange. Okay. Next, in addition to that, there is a square hole of size 15 mm. So along this remaining distance, center you draw one square of size 15 mm. Okay. The view obtained is called as a top view constructed. Another name for top view is plan. So let us dimension this. Okay. So here this is V group passage. The gap is 15 mm. That is, this is the yellow portion. 15 mm. The 15 mm should be dimensioned first. Put arrow, shade it. 15. And this orange portion distance is thickness is you can put outer arrow is also accepted, because if you put inside arrow for 5 mm and all, it will be congested, so that you cannot write the number. This is 5, this is another 5. And the size of the square is have to be dimensioned. Draw extension line, draw dimension line, put an arrow, shade it, write it as 25. Center and above the dimension line. Here the square size is 15 mm. Square will have length and breadth same size. So if you mention one size is enough, that remains constant for the other side also. Okay. So the length of the object is 80 mm. Already we marked in the front view. Need not to repeat this again. And at the middle there is one V passage is there. This at the depth of 18 mm. The center line is to be drawn. This edge along the red, yellow portion. So center you draw one more line using HB pencil, this object line. Okay. So that this part is 15. Yeah, next we are going to draw the side view. So for this front view direction, this will be the right side view direction. So I am going to draw what is called as the left side view. For this arrow direction, this will be the left side. So here where the object was placed like this. So this is a front view direction. That is, this is the arrowhead. For this arrow direction, this is left side. So looking in this direction, the observer can see the breadth of the object and can see the height of the object. So I turn the object so that you can see it in the camera like this. The portion visible to the observer will be the breadth of the object. As I told earlier, this breadth shall be seen. And the rose color part on the top surface of the base will be merged, forming a single top edge here. Yeah, these are the portions visible to the observer. Looking in this side, we called as left side view. So I have to identify the portions. So looking in this side view, left side view direction, observers can see the base breadth 50 mm. That is thickness of the base, and you can see this green portion, and you can see the view depth of the V passage. 18 mm depth V passage shall be seen. These are the portions. So left side view shall be drawn on the right side of the front view, following first angle projection principle as per the syllabus of BTech students. Take this corner of the front view as reference. Draw one meter line inclined at 45 degree like this, roughly by hand. Dividing this segment into, at the center you draw one inclined line like this called as meter line. used to project the side view of the object. Draw horizontal projector from previous top view. Previous top view is projected by means of projection line like this, drawn by using UH pencil. It's a lighter line, hard pencil. There, then where it intersects with the metal line, there you draw a vertical projector. Understand? So this form, extend this line further upward. And project the previous front view top surface by horizontal projector. So this forms a boundary for boundary corners are marked or identified. So inside this boundary only the side view comes. That's called as left side view. So drawn right side of the front view. So this base thickness is how much? Refer the diagram 15 mm. Already with 15 mm the base is marked in the front view. Trace out that. Draw horizontal projector, so that automatically we get this breadth of this object seen in the side view called left side view is drawn on the right side of the front view. So this 50 shall be turned like this. That is the concept. So let us dimension this. Base thickness already we mentioned in the front view. This will be 50 mm. If you want, you can mark it. Already we mentioned in the top view 50. You need not to repeat again. Or if you want, you can do it. 50 mm is the breadth of this part. The breadth of this object as shown brown in color. Numbers should be written like the center and above the dimension line. And the center there is green color part. This 50 is divided into two parts. Roughly by hand, draw one center line. Okay, this part is 25, so that this other part will also be 25 mm. Okay. Now inside this 50, this 25 is to be located. This 25 gap, what is called as size of the square is 25. Is to be located. So here you draw two parallel vertical lines. So here the 50 mm distance is somewhat greater, whereas here it is lesser. I have to identify that. So again I will redraw this diagram because the size proportionately we have to get it. So you draw a XY line. Extend the XY line. Draw vertical projector and horizontal projectors. Draw a vertical projector, extend this line. Okay, so this forms a boundary for the side view called left side view. Inside that only the object, the view comes. So extend the horizontal projector from the previous front view. So this forms the base part of the object. Okay, inside this is 50. So let us dimension this. 50 is this is the part seen in the side view, base part. So 50, inside this 50, this 25 is to be located. Draw approximately one center line so that the right side 25, left side 25. Now this square block size is 25 mm from here to here 25. So 25 divided by 2 will be 12.5 on the right side, left hand side 12.5. Okay, this is 12.5, this is 12.5. Extend this line further up to the top surface. Okay. So enclose this inside a rectangle, forms a rectangle. Remove the center line later. Okay. So this square is same as this, seen in the side view also same. Okay. So the size is to be mentioned, already we mentioned in the previous front view itself. The same 25 need not to repeat again. So let us mark the 50 is the height of the square block. This is at 50 mm. So now I am going to locate this V passage. Passage is there. Depth is 18 mm, taken from the diagram. 18 mm, you draw one horizontal line. From the top surface, the distance is 18 mm. Depth of the V groove passage, vertical height. This is height. From this lower bottom corner to this top surface, the distance is 18. 18 mm may have distance like this. Draw a dimension line. Locate the center along the 25. This is 25. Locate the center. Okay. Then the top land is given as a 5 mm. Right side, left side also 5 mm. This is that size. 5 mm, 5 mm. Okay. So 5 mm will have shorter distance. So join it by freehand. This forms a V passage or the V groove. So at the center there is hollow. So you have to remove that portion. Erase it at the center. So this is the V groove passage. So let us dimension this. Dimensioning shall be carried out using HB pencil. Appears to be dark. The thin line is an extension line. This is another extension line. Now I am going to draw a dimension line parallel to the vertical edge. That is, depth of V groove is 18. Only 8. It's written. And the top land is this side 5 mm, left side 5 mm. So let us dimension that also. Put outside arrow is accepted for small sizes, because the inside if you put means you won't have sufficient space to write the number or the size of this segment. 5 and another 5. Center gap is 18. That also we can, gap is 15. So you can put 15. Let us remove this portion. The V groove width is 15 mm. Okay. Yeah, it's completed. Let us write the name of the diagram. So also one more correction is there. The front view. What is the position of the front view? Earlier the object was placed like this. This is the position of the front view. Okay. So along this front view, looking in this direction called the front view direction. Looking in this direction called as a front view direction. That is, this is arrow direction. Okay. The observer cannot see the square hole available at the inside. So I turn the object so that you can see it in the camera. The square hole is passage, is a hollow passage along the base of this object. Something is passing inside. That is not seen in this front view direction. That has to be indicated in the diagram by means of a dashed line. So trace out this square hole of size about 15 mm by 2H pencil. Where it intersects with the base, there you draw a dashed line to show the hidden part. Two parallel lines. This 15 shall be traced from the previous top view. Because this passage is suppose no square hole means you need not to draw this. That is a correction. Okay. And one more thing, that the V passage is there inside this part, seen in the side view, but not seen in the front view. Front view, this passage is not visible, but it is available. That has to be indicated in the diagram by means of hidden edges. Trace it from the previous drawn side view. This is 18 mm is to be traced by horizontal projector. Where it intersects with the front view, there you draw a dashed line to represent the hidden part. So at a distance of 18 mm, something is passing inside. This distance is 18 mm. Depth of the V groove passage. There something is passing inside. That V groove is available, but not seen in the front view. It should be indicated by means of dashed lines, a broken line or discontinuous line. Usually, discontinuous line will not be dimensioned, as there are rules to be followed in dimensioning on orthographic projection or freehand sketching. Yes, completed. Let us write the name of the diagram obtained. So this is a front view drawn above the XY line. This is top view drawn exactly below the front view. Drawn exactly below the front view. And this is a side view called as left side view drawn on the right side of the front view. Front view. Another name for front view is elevation. that you have to know. Sometimes they may ask in the question paper, draw elevation plan. Plan is another name for top view. Side view, there are two types. One is right side view, another one is left side view. Here for this arrow direction, this is left side view, drawn on the right side of the front view. These guidelines are helping for uniform height of letters. Otherwise, your letters may go inclined. Left side view. By practice, you can obtain this. For different three-dimensional object, you try to draw, understand and draw a front view, top view, side view. Okay, and practice well and good. Following your textbook or follow our channel for better explanations. Thanks for listening. Yes.